Hey everyone, welcome back to another video, and today Frontier have just dropped the new DLC teaser trailer and a species profile for one of the new species in the pack. So this pack is the Wetlands species pack, which I think is pretty cool. I'm pretty happy we're going sort of environmentally themed DLCs, which I kind of expected based on the fact that we have a lot of modular pieces in game that are themed around different continents and stuff and not just tied to the Jurassic universe. So I think going forward we're probably going to be getting 3 species packs with like a bunch of new modular pieces, which I'm completely fine with, honestly. But I would still like every now and then to get like an animal pack with just like 6 new species or something like that and no pieces, because I always welcome new animals in the game. So the first species is Irritator, a Spinosaurid, which was on my wish list actually in my Dinosaur Wishlist Revolution 3 video, which I'll put a link in the comments to, which is pretty cool. So that's already done, but we don't know the other 2 species yet. So a lot of people are guessing it's either Deinosuchus, the really large crocodilian from, I believe, the late Cretaceous, which I think is a good pick, but the only thing is, it's just, if it was in this DLC, I think it would be promoted as the poster face, the poster boy of the pack, over Irritator. Because Irritator is getting all the promotion right now, like the picture of it, the key art is Irritator. So I feel like if it was Deinosuchus, it would take the spotlight instead of Irritator. But it could still be in the pack, don't just listen to me. But I personally reckon we're finally going to be getting the highly requested Osteoraptor, which, is also on my wish list. It's my top 10, top 15 most wanted species in the game. I'm happy to get it. I was okay to get a break from, like, a Dromaeosaurid for a while, but I'm happy to take Osteoraptor, and it's good to get it in the game early. So I'll happily take that. I've also seen people saying Lodosaurus or Lodosaurus. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Apparently lived in the same dig site as Deinosuchus, so they could just add both of them together, smash that out. That'd be pretty cool to see. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if they add Lodosaurus but not Deinosuchus, and then they tease it in the database or whatever, tease it in the sort of voice lines with it, and then eventually Deinosuchus comes down the line once we build up the hype a bit more, which I think would be interesting. Lodosaurus is still an interesting species. It's essentially an aquatic, I forgot the name of the species line, my bad, but it's essentially an aquatic iguanodon in a way, so it'd be really cool to see. It'd be the first herbivore that swims in game. I think it'd be pretty awesome to see, so I'm not against that at all. I've seen a few people saying Pterodaustro, which I would love to see, of course, on my wish list as well, but I feel like they're not going to put him in this pack. I feel like this pack is going to be 3 land species, not a pterosaur, an aquatic, and a normal species, So I think Pterodaustro gets saved for a later pack. I've also seen Hauscaraptor, which I'm not sure if that's pronounced right, which is a very small, I think, dromaeosaur from China, which, it would be alright to see, but I'm happy not to get any more smaller species right now, just because they're a bit boring, like, that might be a hot take, but they can't fight or whatever, they're just too small to see from far away, so they just get a bit boring, like, if we had dedicated smaller species enclosures, that'd be really cool. But I mean, of course, if they added them, I'd still like to see them be able to use freely, of course. So, it's not a horrible species. It's feathered. It looks kind of cool. It's just, I'm like, just wait, just let us get Sinosauropteryx back first or whatever, and then maybe start adding some other smaller species. Other than that, though, that's all I've seen. I personally think it's going to be Osteoraptor, and the final pick, though, Pelecomimus, which is a very highly requested species as well. I think a top 10 on my list, top 15 on my list as well. I really want to see this guy, feathered ornithomimid. That's much smaller than the other ones. It eats fish. It'd be really cool to see. Personally, really want this guy, but I just don't know if it's going to happen in this pack. Might though, because I think a pack of Irritator, Osteoraptor, and Pelecomimus would sell incredibly well. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's what we get, honestly. So yeah, I think that's what it's going to be. Pelecomimus would be cool to see, but I can also see them holding off on him just based off the fact that we just got Ornithomimimus itself. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's saved for a later pack. Now let's just go over what else is coming with this, obviously, DLC slash update. You know, we got the wetlands, swampy sort of modular pieces, which you can see in the back of the video right here, which I think looks amazing, honestly. I'm pretty excited to build with this. My first park build for Evolution 3 was actually going to be a wetlands sort of swampy park, but there was no pieces in game that could really match, so I just decided, you know what, let's just build the Lost Cretaceous build that we have now. This update also is accompanied by a wetlands brush, which introduces new tree pieces, new mist, and a new brush for tropical and temperate maps that relates to wetlands, which I think is pretty cool. It'd be nice it could be used on some more biomes, but is what it is for now. Also, there's new biomes to the island generator, Mediterranean, desert, and temperate, which I think is a good step in the right direction. You know, I don't have much else to comment on, but yeah, I just want to give my quick thoughts on it. I think it's a good step in the right direction, honestly. I think it really is. I'm pretty happy with Frontier for doing this early. I think it's something we should give them really good credit for. But other than that, there's some smaller things coming in the update, but I've already gone over those in my past videos, so let's just end the video here. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. If you have any ideas on what you think those species would be that we don't know of yet, put them in the comments, you know, just let me know what you guys think. So see you guys later. Have a great day.